Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. No way. It is Shane Culkin in our chat. Shane Culkin in the house. Hey, Shane. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in here today, Shane. How is your December going? I know. Look out. Trouble has arrived. Trouble has arrived. Shane, what are your thoughts on this Luigi mangione? I need to know Shane's thoughts. Hey, Sin and One-Eyed Flo. Thanks for coming back to Mod. We're doing back-to-back today. Hey, Brian. Welcome in. Hey, Beans, a cryptic trip. Crimes, Zoe's mom. You're confused by this case. I think slowly things are starting to come out. Let's let some more people join and then we'll get right into it. Maggie, welcome back. Casey. I know why. What's with the eyebrows, Ark? Why does everybody have eyebrows? Janine. Hey, happy holidays, Janine. Good to see you. And Kendo. I'm so blessed to see you twice today. 2 different streams. Hi, April. Welcome back, Miss Sin. Dropping that membership link if you guys want to become a member. It is greatly appreciated. It supports the channel, and you get some amazing emojis. You get some members-only lives, which we're going to do real soon. We haven't done one in a while. I think we need to do one soon. You cleaned your whole house during the last live. Shit, you guys are so productive. I feel so unproductive sometimes. Hey, Harmon, welcome back. Hey, Flower Nana. I worked at... Dude, that was... Shane, shut the front door. Listen, Shane, when we first met, I remember you working at a hostel. And then the other day, I pulled it up, the address of the one he was staying. And I could have sworn, I didn't say anything out loud because I didn't want to be wrong. Hey, Jeff H., welcome in. But I was like thinking to myself, holy fuck. I think that's where Shane was. Because I remember that outside area, those tables. Dude, Shane worked at that hostel. I am so interested in hostel and what a hostel is and how it's run. I'm like weird. I never knew too much. I don't know too much about them. Wine, Crime and Mayhem. Thank you for gifting a J's for Justice membership today.
I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out.
Welcome, Mom of a Swiftie. Oh, and also, if you're a member, you have exclusive membership to our Discord. I forgot to mention that. I was thrown off by Shane. So, Shane, I remember, too, that it says, you're doing a Broadway show? Dude, Shane, what is going... You are not keeping me updated here. Some people listen to music while cleaning. Other people listen to J is for Justice. Hey, that's a good commercial, Bomba Trucker. Some people listen to music while cleaning. Others listen to J is for Justice. Yes, you used to water the flowers in the backyard while talking to me. Shane Culkin worked at the hostel that Luigi Mangione stayed at. And I saw the wording. Anyways, the wording like kind of freaked me out. It said like youth, hostel youth or something. And I was like, ew, that's weird. Yes, we are Shane's biggest fans. I'm Shane's biggest fan. One-Eyed Flo. You are the second biggest fan. Hey, Butter. Hello, McKenna. Shane, did you see I tagged you on Facebook and something a while back? Kiri's doing Glenn Ross with Bill Burr. I don't know what that is, Shane. Shane, I don't know what that is. But Kieran, and we don't call him Kiri because we're not his brother. So what he means is Kieran Culkin is doing Glenn Ross with Bill Burr. Some of us listen to true crime podcasts. Others listen to true crime podcasts with a side of Culkin. You can't have that anywhere else in this true crime sector. Wine, Crime, and Mayhem actually enjoying you while I work. Let's not tell the boss. No, we won't tell. Not Facebook, dude. I tagged you on YouTube. I don't go on Facebook either, dude. It's a play. It's an old movie. Wait, are you doing it too? You have the biggest crush on Kieran? Well, it's Kiri in these parts, jammers. Come on, get with it. When you're over here, it's Kiri. It's so funny because the first time I talked to Shane, I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like he's talking about this HBO show, and I don't fucking know. All the Culkin you can carry. That's a lot of Culkin. Well, Crimes, thanks for what you do out there, keeping us all safe. I'm always listening to something while cleaning. I know, I am too. I usually have the TV on. I'm listening to somebody. Delaney said, Shane, my father had me watch it. Really, Delaney? I've never heard of it. Y'all are all sophisticated. The Culkins are really sophisticated. It's really intimidating to talk to him because he's been on Broadway and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, Shane. I think that we need to do an interview with Shane. He's so shy, guys. He's like the nicest dude, too. There's tons of us, yeah. One Shane is enough. Trust me, y'all. Pinkberry doesn't make enough Pinkberry for more than one Shane. Casey, you did. Shane said, I decided not to have any entertainment responsibilities, so that's why. Dude, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Jammer says, I've been in Broadway. LOL, kinda. What do you mean, Jammers? Aw, Harmon, that's nice. You guys know you can catch me audio only. Anywhere you can listen to a podcast. Yeah. I know, it does. It does, Shane. A little, it hurts a little bit. But yeah, I saw that hospital. I was like, holy shit, no. Seriously, I don't blame you. The entertainment industry is fucking junk. It's junk. Do you almost feel the more that you, and Shane, I don't want to make this about you or anything like that. I just wonder from your perspective, the more you hear about all of this stuff coming out about the entertainment industry, does it make you feel more grateful that you're not in it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you've had times in your life where you know, questioned your choices and stuff, but does it make you now feel like so validated in your decision, I guess is the question. See, I'm a very sophisticated interviewer, Shane. We could have a very sophisticated conversation. I'm just not sophisticated on the daily. But that's just one question that I have. Just because I find the entertainment industry to be so vile and toxic that it blows my mind. He said entertainers are perverts 100%. It's sick. It's a sick, toxic industry. And it's not that I, because I've never been starstruck. I'm not one of those type of people. One Eyed Flo, thank you so much for gifting, and Ark, welcome. I've never been a starstruck person. Like, I've never been into movies or movie stars, you know. For the most part, I'm like, whatever. You know, it's not, doesn't impress me much. But the more that's come out and how disgusting these people are, it's just, it goes so deep that it just doesn't even seem worth it. Hey, Nene, welcome in. Good to see you. It's been a long time. People would be looking at me funny, hiding children and stuff. I mean, especially when you're a child. Yeah, especially when you're a child. It's effed up, man. I wouldn't wish, and I used to think, oh God, that would be so amazing. Like when my granddaughter was born, she's very animated, very smart. She, you know, like memorized her shows and would reenact them. And I thought she'd be such a good little actress. But then the more the more as she grew, I'm like, F that. Like, I wouldn't want her anywhere near any of that. So I just always wondered about your point of view. I would love to have just a one-on-one, like, don't look at chat, just Jay and Shane shooting the shit. Not just about that, but just about everything. But yeah, anyways, he worked at the hostel where this dude stayed. Have you heard from anyone from there? Like, do you know any of them? Have they said, like, oh, hey, do you know the girl that he flirted with at the front desk? Maybe we can get an interview. Hey, Extreme Blonde, welcome in. But Culkins are adorable and sweet. Oh, and innocent, handsome, etc. Yeah, they are. We'll give you that, Shane. You guys are adorable. You guys are adorable. Yeah, I used to think, oh, it'd be so neat to get her in commercials. Like, she'd be so good at it. And it's like, nope. But I do have to say that Home Alone is my favorite Christmas movie. It's always been my favorite Christmas movie. iCarly and all that. Oof. She still works there. Was it her that she got? Oh, Shane. Listen. Did she get flirted with? It wasn't her, was it? You have a cousin that was in the $6 Million Man as the son? Bionic Man and some other shows. He's now a producer. That's pretty cool. Trying to find out. A lot of new workers' bosses are the same. It wasn't her, but I'm just messing around. I bet you she knows her, though. So it was said that there was a female at the front desk that he flirted with. You watched Home Alone last night? Aw. You said no, Jammers? Extreme Blonde, Dog the Bounty Hunter wants your hair. Flo. That's crazy, Shane. Let me know if you hear anything. It's pretty wild. Do they have cameras like in the rooms? Shane? Like in the bunk rooms? No, my gal doesn't speak English. Maybe a mutual friend of ours. Hmm. It'd be interesting to find out. Well, thank you for being here, guys. We went over all of that Luigi stuff. Oh, that's a good question, Miss Robin. Miss Robin wants to know, Shane, did you ask for a credit card for incidentals? And she flirts a lot. Oh my God, it's a real Culkin. There's a lot of fake Culkins out there. Shane, did he pay her with Monopoly money? That's a good question, though, Robin. You think dog has hair plugs? He's got to. I mean, he's old. We all lose our hair. No, no way. Not in the rooms. That'd be like having them in the bathrooms. I just don't know if I could actually sleep in a room like that. Like, that terrifies me. Was there ever anything bad that happened there that you had to deal with? Or was it pretty chill? Remember the 80s when everyone wanted bushy eyebrows, even the ladies? You don't believe so? You don't think anything bad ever happened? I was a housekeeping expert. You did so good, though. It looks like a pretty nice place. I just don't know much about them. I didn't know that they were popular. Like, it's wild. Are they popular in New York? Is there a lot of hostels? Jay wants to try hostel living. I'm fascinated by this. I could never do it, I don't think. If by myself. Drunk people, the worst. Working overnight sucked. Oh, drunk people are they get on my last nerve. Extreme Blonde says no plugs here. I imagine he chose a hostel to avoid providing a credit card. Probably. How much is it a night there, Shane? Because that will help me. I looked online and it said like $200 a night. Is that right? How many letters do you think this guy is going to get in jail? This Luigi. I bet you lots. It's not hostile, it's hostile. It's like bunking in a room with a bunch of people you don't know. And it's supposed to be cheap. But when I looked on the website, it was like $200 a night. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh, that's a good question, Harmon. Do they have a live cam at the hostel? They have 4 private rooms, so it can be a decent stay. So maybe that was the private room that was $200. One of my best friends in the 90s was a traveling stripper, and she always stayed in hostels for less than 10. I remember hostels in like Orlando were like $10 a night. He will be the next Wade Wilson. Even bigger, probably. New stream, who dis? Hey, Kels. I wanted to do the stream separate just because the topic, you know. I cleaned in a big hotel years ago. Hockey tournaments sucked. You would not believe the shit I saw. Bonus, I did get to take home a bathtub full of beer. You must have clicked private rooms. Yeah, I probably did. What would one night be in like a room with 8 people or whatever? I think they did have a camera at the front desk. That's how they got his photo when he was quote unquote flirting. I guess he took his mask off to flirt. Do a lot of people in New York still wear masks, Culkin? Welcome in, Sherry. A traveling stripper. Shane wants to Shane wants to know if you still know this traveling stripper. I may have been willing to stay at that years back, but not in this day with all the crazies. Yeah, I don't know. His fan mail will outdo Wade Wilson's. I think so too, Emerald. For sure. You know what struck me with Luigi? I thought he looked similar to Brian Koberger. I think it's that, it's just that I don't know, that Eastern Seaboard. They have the immigrants, the Polish and the Italian, a lot of them are the same, German, a lot of them are the same ethnicity. So they have a lot of the same features and they're very concentrated. He said no, no masks. He said no masks, y'all. Prepper said I heard stripper and got here as fast as I could. Not only a stripper, but a traveling stripper prepper. Nene said off topic, but did you ever meet Michael Jackson? He said, of course, knew him very well. That's one thing I loved about when we talked, Shane, on the phone was hearing your story about going to the movies with Michael Jackson, like incognito. Hey, Cheesy. He is exactly who you think he is in person. Wow. Shane is a testimony to MJ. You think MJ was unfairly targeted, Shane? Is that part of the whole toxic entertainment industry? Clearwater was on her circuit. Oh, damn, Mark. You're going to stay in a hostel, but only take off your mask to eat. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Hostel must have been real fun during COVID. Miss Robin says, I think MJ was unfairly targeted 100%. I always got the feeling that he was just, someone who never experienced childhood. Baby dolls in Clearwater. I wonder if it's still there. I wonder if that's what Uncle Taco was asking about. Yes, thought it was proven. Extorted. What do you mean? Oh, Joe Jackson was mean. Mm-hmm. Casey. Poor MJ. I really think he had a kind heart. MJ was the greatest entertainer that ever lived. Besides, what's your favorite band, Shane? Besides whom? In Excess. Hi, Julie Crafting. Who doesn't love some Michael Hutchins? We are so off topic here, but that's okay. It's Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. We can be off topic for a minute. Butter says, if I remember correctly, the first family to accuse MJ did so after MJ found out the child didn't have cancer and the parents were faking it. Oh, wow. I don't remember that. Shane's favorite. See, I remember things. I don't forget. I don't forget my friends' favorites. Prince and Tom Petty. I didn't see them going out doing drugs. They seem smarter than that to me. I think the entertainment the entertainment industry F's people up sometimes and they turn to substances to mask pain. It's sad. It's like anybody else. They're just like anybody else. They have pain and they mask it with substances, just like normal people do or everyday people do. But the problem is their trauma is probably more severe and they have more money to acquire stronger substances. I'm sure the pressure is a lot too. But if you think about it, like if they have trauma from being abused in a toxic industry by all these powerful men, can you imagine the level of trauma of that? Like, you would never trust any fucking men. You would never trust anyone that has authority over you. It'd be so scary. And then how do you deal with that? How do you grow into an adult and actually process being an adult? It's probably really hard. So I'm sure that pills really help mask that pain. And then they have, like build that tolerance, and then they need stronger stuff and they can buy it. Look at that Matthew Perry guy. Yeah, Johnny Depp. They're messes. I mean, really, I think we look at their lives and we think, damn, I really wouldn't want their fucking lives. It's horrible. You have all these people around you that don't even know you, that like fawn over you. It's got to be fucking weird. Like, I'm uncomfortable taking compliments from people that I see all the time in my shows. And it's like, oh, I'm not doing anything special. And I can't imagine that like 100 million times. So, all right. Well, let's switch gears. Let's get into the judge and the sheriff in Kentucky. This is Letcher County, Kentucky. The last time we covered this, we read about the federal lawsuit against Deputy Fields. Deputy Fields was trading sex for favors, and he was having sex in this Judge Mullins' chambers. Well, he was sentenced. He pled guilty, and he was sentenced to 6 months in jail. So Deputy Fields is out, I believe by now. He's out. This on the screen is Judge Mullins, and we're going to cheat a little bit. I had a bunch of videos set aside, but Anjanette Levy from Crime Fix, I really am enjoying her 20-minute shows. She's really got all of the information that I wanted to go over with you guys today, all in this video. So I figured we could take this video, walk through it, and listen to what is new, because now the witnesses from this federal case that is still ongoing. And I said that wrong. It wasn't a federal case. Fields was prosecuted for what he was doing in the judge's chambers. There is a federal investigation ongoing. But now there is a witness who is recorded. One of the women who was being sextorted has said that she saw Judge Mullins right here on the screen having sex with, quote unquote, a girl in his chambers. Now, what's really disturbing, hate for the record, what's really disturbing to me is that this judge had the sheriff's daughter's number. So who exactly was he having sex with in his chambers? Was it one of the girls that was getting out of jail that couldn't afford her tether? Or is it deeper than that? Why was the daughter part of this? I still don't understand. It's so corrupt, cinnamon hot. But it makes you wonder how many other courthouses are doing this. How many other courthouses is this going on? According to the witness, and of course he wouldn't be charged because her criminal case in civil is against Fields. You like Anjanette Levy too? Yeah, she does a good job. This show's well put together. So this has really everything that we wanted to go over. So let's just start playing this and we'll talk through it. Thanks for being here, and this will recap the whole case, Dupsy Daisy. So if you haven't really caught all of it, this will be a whole recap all in one. So if you guys could hit that like button, I appreciate it. Thank you.
A judge shot to death in his chambers by his good friend, the now former sheriff. Now, new details are coming to light about what could have been going on in the background involving the judge and sex in his chambers. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. It's been nearly 3 months since Judge Kevin Mullins was shot to death in his chambers in Letcher County, Kentucky. And now, recordings that have surfaced that include allegations about sex in the courthouse are giving us some new insight into what may have been going on in Letcher County. The shooting of Judge Mullins shocked anyone who heard about it. You just don't hear about something like this happening. And if you do, the shooter certainly isn't the county sheriff. But Kentucky State Police say that's exactly what happened back on September 19th. Longtime friends Letcher County Sheriff Mickey Steins and Judge Kevin Mullins went to lunch together, and within a matter of hours, Steins was recorded on video shooting Mullins. At a preliminary hearing, a detective described what happened leading up to the shooting.
Are you aware of anything so far in your investigation that would tell us there was any issues at lunch between Judge
No.
Mullins and Sheriff Steins?
No.
Okay. But someone on behalf of the KSB has spoken to those witnesses?
Yes, they've all been interviewed.
And there was nothing unusual that had arisen during that luncheon?
I was told that the judge made a statement to Mickey about, do we need to meet private in my chambers? That's all I was told.
Do you know the context of
I do
what
not.
the conversation was before that they would need to discuss in chambers?
I do not.
And have you had an opportunity to review the video
I have.
of the prior incident?
I have.
And can you describe for us what happened immediately prior to the clip that we saw?
Sheriff Steins uses his telephone to make some phone calls. He then borrows Judge Mullins' cell phone and appears to make a call on that. And that led to what you just saw.
Okay.
That led to then Sheriff Steins pulling his gun and shooting Judge Mullins. The entire thing was caught on video, which we've frozen and not shown you the actual shooting. It's just so horrifically violent. And after that, Sheriff Steins was taken into custody and charged with murder. In the background of all of this, a federal civil lawsuit filed by a woman named Sabrina Atkins. She was arrested in 2021 for a drug charge. Atkins is now suing the Letcher County Sheriff's Office over a former deputy named Ben Fields having sex with her while she was on home incarceration. Atkins claimed in her suit that she couldn't afford to pay for the ankle bracelet and was afraid to go back to jail. So Fields, who was supervising her on home incarceration, offered to help her in exchange for sex. Atkins said she on home incarceration, offered to help her in exchange for
I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out. I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out. I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out. I think you've got a Ouija
Mute-
board down your
Muted
pants.
cooter.
Pull that out.
Don't pull the Ouija board out of your pants, Shane. Thank you for the 5 memberships.
A Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out.
If you just received a membership from Shane Culkin, make sure that you thank him. Shane, thank you for the new memberships. I was a muted cooter. Thank you again, Mr. Shane.
for sex. Atkins said she and Fields had sex in Judge Mullins' chambers 6 times. Fields eventually was charged criminally and served 6 months in jail. He's supposed to be on probation for 6.5 years. So what does this have to do with Sheriff Steins and Judge Mullins? Well, Steins had been deposed in Atkins' lawsuit in the days before shooting Mullins. He was the boss, after all. Did that play a role? We really don't know. In 2022, investigators with the Kentucky Attorney General's office interviewed Sabrina Atkins, and she claimed to have seen tapes of Judge Mullins having sex with a woman in his chambers.
But he does have some videotapes of some
Okay, I'm going to put on the caption for this. He does have, this is this witness now, listen.
stuff in the judge's chambers,
What kind of stuff?
just with girls, sexual and stuff.
What describe? Have you seen the videos?
I've seen one partly, and you know, just him having sex with girls for their be able to get out of jail.
Who was having sex?
Ben and just some higher ups up there,
Who?
the judge and
Now you saw the video.
yeah.
What did you see on the video? I mean, you
I mean, I've seen Judge Mullins having sex with a girl.
Who was the girl?
I don't know.
I saw Judge Mullins. Let me turn it up a little bit more. I saw Judge Mullins having sex with a girl. This is about the judge that was just shot dead. Okay, let's listen to this again.
Having sex with a woman in his chambers.
But he does have some videotapes of some stuff in the judge's chambers.
What kind of stuff?
Just with girls, sexual and stuff.
What describe? Have you seen the videos?
I've seen one partly, and just them having sex with girls for their be able to get out of jail.
Who was having sex?
Ben and just some higher ups up there.
Who?
The judge and.
Now you saw the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you see on the video? I mean, you.
I mean, I've seen Judge Mullins having sex with a girl.
Who was the girl?
I don't know, because I don't know a lot of people from over there.
Where was it at?
In his office, in the judge's chambers.
Is that the same place that you were meeting Ben? Is that how you know it was the judge in chambers?
Yeah.
And this was Judge who?
Mullins.
But you don't know who the girl was?
Mm-hmm.
We obtained that audio in a records request from the Attorney General's office. News Nation was actually the first to report on that audio.
But you just saw the judge?
Right.
Do you know for sure that was the judge?
Yes.
I mean, how do you know that's the judge?
I've been in front of him. His face is pretty clear on there.
Sabrina Atkins talked in the interview about why she filed the lawsuit.
Like I said, my only goal was to make sure this don't happen to somebody else. I struggle with it real bad.
I want to tell you about Upside. It's a free app that gets your Upside app. That's and got cash 7-Eleven. Click the link to get an extra suit against Letcher County. So Ned, first of all, tell me.
Okay, so this is her lawyer. This is that girl's lawyer.
Your thoughts, your response to this audio that's come out. Obviously, you've known about this for a while, where Sabrina is basically telling the investigators, I've seen videotapes of Judge Mullins and other higher-ups having sex with women in the judge's chambers.
I was present when she told that to the Attorney General investigator. The chronology was we filed the lawsuit on behalf of Sabrina and another woman who we claim was sexually extorted for favors. That other woman, by the way, is now deceased. And after that lawsuit got filed, Sabrina sat down with a representative of the Kentucky Attorney General office and gave a 4 or 5 hour interview that was recorded. And in that interview, she said what you just mentioned. It's not directly involved in our civil suit, but I will say that, we filed a sweeping lawsuit against the bailiff, I guess, / ankle bracelet operator. And we allege that the county knew or should have known, specifically Sheriff Steins, about the sexual extortion. And, 2 years later, everything Sabrina said has turned out to be true. How do we know that? After we filed the civil lawsuit, the Attorney General's office moved in, indicted Fields, and significantly, if you go through Fields, he was the bailiff, ankle bracelet operator. He pled guilty to everything we said, and there were some pretty sweeping allegations. And he is a convicted felon, sex offender. And, in terms of Sabrina, I know she's under the spotlight. I'm not objective, I'm her lawyer, but I think she's been pretty courageous. And probably one of the most important things in terms of the criminal justice system, I've only been a criminal defense lawyer in Appalachia for 43 years. What's changed dramatically is the number of women who are in drug court ankle bracelet situations. They are so vulnerable to sexual extortion. We don't think what happened to Sabrina and the other 3 women we know feels extorted. We don't think that's an isolated incident.
You guys, this could be happening at a lot of places. When these women get out of jail and they don't have money to pay for the ankle bracelets, how easy would it be for these efforts to do this? Anywhere. To do it anywhere. It's a very easy thing for them to take advantage of women with.
And we're frankly, the reason I'm talking to you today, we're hoping that the national publicity would be that if you're running an ankle bracelet program, a drug court program, which in Appalachia, half the participants are women, how easily extortable these women are for sexual extortion, which is clearly what happened in our case.
Sabrina mentions about in the interview with the AG's office. You were there. I don't have to tell you what she said, but she says clearly that Judge Mullins was having sex with girls, and she could have just meant women. We don't know, but she saw what she saw on the videotapes. Has any investigation been done, to your knowledge, by the AG's office into Judge Mullins? She said other higher ups too. So was there ever any type of further investigation into what was going on in that courthouse?
I obviously don't know. I don't think they would confide in me. What I do know is, since then, unbelievably, the sheriff shot the judge. And I do know the lawyer for the sheriff is a very competent lawyer, basically said our lawsuit was, I forgot his exact words, were front and center of their defense.
They're
Everybody
investigating it. That's what he told me. They're going to look into every aspect of that.
He made some comment after the arraignment. This is the criminal defense lawyer, Mr. Bartley. They asked him, was his case related to my civil lawsuit, the allegations? And he basically said yes. And I know right after that, my phone was ringing. I've wondered from day one. I mean, we took the sheriff's deposition in the room I'm sitting in on a Monday. 3 days later, we know he shot and killed the judge. Were those events related? I don't know. As a result of that, what investigations are going on, not going on, I don't know. The only good that's come out of this unbelievable tragedy is there has been interest in making sure that the ladies like Sabrina, who I think has been courageous, and exposing how vulnerable these women are. What role Judge Mullins had or didn't have, we don't know. What Sabrina said during the interview, and like I said,
I mean, you guys, look what was going on in New York, in Suffolk County. When Rex Heuermann, the investigation was going on into Rex Heuermann. They wouldn't do anything about these women because they were all paying them. But, I mean, why are we shaming this girl when we have a man who pled guilty to doing everything that he was accused of in order for a deal? I just don't think that's fair. The population of this little town? Well, check this out. And population of Letcher County, 20,000. 20,000. I thought I saw a median salary, but now I don't see it. I thought I just saw it. Oh, median household income of 38,000 in 2022. I mean, I just think she's more believable to me than the guy that pled guilty to doing all these things, and I think it just shows it's deeper. I mean, it's hard to stand up to the most powerful guys in town, especially, oh, hell yeah, JR. And that's why I think I like this attorney so far, because it seems like he's got her back when it comes to that.
She says in the interview that she saw a video, as I understand it, that another woman apparently clandestinely videoed the judge acting inappropriately.
Another woman clandestinely videoed the judge. That means the judge didn't effing know. Oh, shit. Listen again.
Clandestinely videoed the judge acting inappropriately. And the way she saw the video was the girl's boyfriend showed it to her. We don't have the video. We have Sabrina's word for what
They
she
don't
saw.
have the video.
But all I'll say is, 2 years in, everything Sabrina sat in my office and told me 2 years ago is proven to be true.
If the boyfriend had the video, though, and sent it to her, why couldn't they retrieve it with a subpoena? No, there is no videos. We just got this. That's how I feel right now.
What happened? Let's go back to the deposition of Sheriff Steins. What happened during that deposition? I mean, was there anything that took place that was it really contentious? I mean, because he was being sued as part of this suit for not properly supervising and training Ben Fields.
It was an unusual deposition in the sense that I filed other civil rights suits against public officials. Usually they're combative, they're talkative. The deposition was actually consistent with the very odd initial appearance when Steins appeared the first time in court. At that point, District Judge Wilhoit asked him perfunctory questions, and he either hesitated, didn't answer. It was he had an odd demeanor.
It was
the
very
deposition
weird.
was tense. I mean, this was not a good subject. I mean, the lawsuit we filed was sweeping. We have really said, and I've used the word brothel, that they turned that courthouse into something like a brothel.
I said brothel.
I mean, and Sabrina's allegations are more than just that she was forced to have sex in the judge's chambers. The one moment I won't forget in all of this is when Sabrina was interviewed by the Attorney General office. This is before
Hi, chick
Fields
bait.
got indicted. She described how they pimped her out, that she was told that she could get somehow preferential treatment in the courthouse by having sex with this elderly gentleman.
Ew.
And she did it. She was being extorted, which goes to the point we've been trying to make is how vulnerable these women are in drug court and ankle bracelet situations. We've seen, and 42 years ago, I'm a criminal defense lawyer, you hardly ever saw a woman indicted. If you go to a criminal court today in Appalachia, most of the criminal defendants are women, drug charges. I think I've got maybe 14 or 15 pending now. And they are so subject to what happened to Sabrina. We don't think what happened to her is an isolated incident. Women who are in drug court or ankle bracelet, the way the game is played, they know that a simple phone call to the judge will say, hey, she violated an ankle bracelet condition or she violated a drug court condition. They're back in jail. And
Y'all, that is so gross. To hold these girls with sex by dangling freedom. Their freedom. Because they're so scared to go back to jail. And all this motherfucker has to do is tell her, I'll say you violated. They need to monitor these programs. I think he's 100% right. This is scary shit. They need to monitor these programs better and not just put it in willy-nilly into hands like this motherfucker. Oh, yeah, who thought that was a good idea? To put this creepy-looking ass, who we now know is a sex offender. Who thought it was a good idea to put him in charge of mostly women? Not only that, women on drugs, women who are vulnerable. Who thought that was a good idea? That would be Sean Steins, right? Sean Steins is his boss. That's the shooter, Sean Steins. It makes me sick. Why can't a woman oversee the fucking women? Why does it have to be a creepy ass man? Why are men working in women prisons? I don't get it. It's like they want that door open. It's like they want to be able to do this shit. Put your tinfoil hats on. What else? What other reasoning is there? This is bonkers. This is fucking bonkers. Just keeping that door open. You know what I'm saying? Do better. We should be able to do better. Hey, Captain Ganja. Wop, 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 wop. Shit pisses me off. I'm sick of sex offenders. I'm sick of pedophiles. I'm sick of all of them. Had it. And they keep getting these doors open to them. I'ma do my stuff. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They're not like us. I mean, yeah, granted, like, don't get in trouble. But just because these women are in trouble doesn't mean that they should be taken advantage of, raped, and everything else. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. Look at this creepo. All right, let's continue. Oh, but I really do like what her lawyer is saying, because I think he's looking more at a big picture, kind of like Ray. What was the lawyer in the Rex Heuermann case? Ray. He's a hero. Ray. He stood up for Shannon Gilbert. He stood up for these girls that were just labeled as prostitutes, and their life didn't mean shit for decades. But he fought for them, and he continues to fight for them. He reminds me of the same type of guy. Like, most men don't get that shit. Most men, even if they do get it, they don't want to speak up about it. They don't want to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? But I see that Ray, and I can't remember his last name right offhand. Somebody will throw it in chat. If Say No is here, I know she knows. But he reminds me of that, and I hope that he makes a difference. And I hope that this trickles across the country and they don't sweep it under the rug. This should be national news, because all of these, like he said, drug courts and these bail programs need to be monitored, and not monitored by creepos.
If they say this is not true. So in a way, what happened to
John
Sabrina,
Ray.
while in some ways it's surprising,
John Ray.
it was almost foreseeable.
He's such a light.
In that, someone like Fields would take advantage of her. And in his case, took advantage to the extreme where I still can't get over the fact that he pimped her out. And she felt compelled to comply. All the alternative is back in jail.
You mentioned earlier something about her possibly having sex with an elderly gentleman. That was something that was brought up. Who is that elderly gentleman?
I don't want to say his name.
Was it Judge Mullins? I mean, he doesn't seem elderly.
It was not Judge Mullins.
Okay.
It's in the lawsuit we filed. And it's something Fields frankly acknowledged during his eventual guilty plea. And by the way, it was a guilty plea.
Yes,
this was
he
not
admitted
a no
to it
contest.
fully. Yes.
Yeah, I spoke to the attorney general who prosecuted the case, Barbara Whaley, who's been a prosecutor here in Kentucky for 40 years. And I asked her, what was Mullins' defense? I take that back. I misspoke. What was Fields' defense? And she flat out said, Ned, he had no defense. Pled guilty. He confessed.
P.O.S.
And
Yeah, he did.
And he was the bailiff, well-known, well-liked figure in Letcher County. And as best I can tell, he's well-respected. And these were shocking allegations. But on the other hand, when the Attorney General's office, I don't know if we contacted them. I think they contacted us after we filed the lawsuit. I could be wrong. When we showed them the text messages from Fields to Sabrina, it left no doubt that something sexual was clearly going on. And it obviously can't be consented to. She's basically a de facto prisoner.
When you say that they were running a brothel out of the courthouse, I mean, how deep does this go, or how high up does it go? Because we have an allegation by Sabrina that the judge was having sex in his chambers with women or girls, or whom, however she put it. And then Sabrina is having sex because she feels coerced and compelled to do so by Ben Fields. So was everybody, were a lot of judges or other judges in the courthouse having sex with detainees in exchange for preferential treatment in their court cases? I mean, how widespread was this, and was Mickey Steins potentially getting ready to blow the whistle on it?
We don't know. What we do know is, no doubt, Fields has acknowledged sex with 3 women. One of the women is not in our lawsuit. The other woman has since died. So that's 3. We know from Sabrina's statement and Fields' guilty plea that he pimped her out. So we're up to 4. And then we have Sabrina saying she does not have the videotape, that she saw a videotape of Mullins acting inappropriately.
What does that mean, though?
That's about as far as.
What's acting inappropriately, though? Oh, Shane's light. Okay, so if you look behind me where that light is, where my flag is, he got me this cool little light. And it's behind my flag. It's lighting up my Griswold family Christmas. One of the women died. I think they said like she overdosed. I don't know. I don't know her name, so I don't know. That area has an explosive rate of drug addiction, I'm sure. A lot of these rural areas do. Yeah, I mean, acting inappropriately or having, I mean, we did hear her say, "Oh, butter, thank you." Yeah, you can see Elon. Ooh, the manifesto. Luigi. Where is it? Is that it? Anyways, okay. So, acting inappropriately can be anything. It can be pinching someone's butt. Oh, his manifesto is like it's that short thing. Thank you for letting me know, butter. But that could have been pinching someone's butt. That could be inappropriately. She said she saw him having sex with a girl, but didn't know the girl, but saw it from a secondary recording. Yeah, I'm sure they did. There were fake manifestos going around, and a lot of channels went over them. Just FYI, there were 2 fake manifestos going around before he even went to his extradition hearing today. So I don't know if you heard it before, because the 2 earlier were fake. But let's finish this video up and then we'll take a look. We'll take a look-see.
As I can say, is that equivalent to them running a brothel out of the courthouse? Well, they were having sex at least twice in the judge's chambers. And according to Sabrina, the pimping was to basically to satisfy the bailiff, who apparently had a lot of influence in that courthouse. After the lawsuit was a sweeping lawsuit, but I'm satisfied 2 years later that everything Sabrina has said is proven to be true. You just need to review the Fields guilty plea, the felony guilty plea.
What comes next with Sabrina's lawsuit?
Well, it's proceeding. It was put on hold because of these extraordinary circumstances. It's proceeding. It's a civil lawsuit, and in fairness to the defendants, and in fairness to Steins, he denied liability during the deposition. He said he didn't know. And they've denied liability. It's a civil lawsuit. We may do well, we may not do well.
Well, we will keep an eye on it for sure, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not all of this converges within the murder case, because there are a lot of questions still left unanswered here. Ned Pillersdorf, thank you so much for joining me.
Okay, appreciate you having me.
And that's it for
So that's pretty much where it stands right now. I guess, yes, there were fake ones earlier. But this one here is what is coming back about the parasites, which is what was leaked in his arrest. So if this ends up being incorrect, I apologize. But from what I'm seeing, this is it. But it could come out and be wrong. But it's pretty short. Yeah, the mom's sick one, that one was fake. I think this is the real one. To the feds, I'll keep this short because I do respect what you do for our country. To save you a lengthy investigation, I state plainly that I wasn't working with anyone. This was fairly trivial. Some elementary school engineering, basic CAD, a lot of patience. The spiral notebook, if present, has some straggling notes and to-do lists that eliminate the gist of it. My tech is pretty locked down because I work in engineering, so probably not much info there. I do apologize. Yeah, someone typed it out. I do apologize for any strife of traumas, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the U.S. has the #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet we rank roughly 42 in life expectancy. United is the indecipherable. They couldn't read that part. United is the blank largest company in the U.S. by market cap, behind only Apple, Google, and Walmart. It has grown and grown, but as our life expectancy, no, the reality is these indecipherable have simply gotten too powerful, and they continue to abuse our country for immense profit because the American public has allowed them to get away with it. Obviously, the problem is more complex, but I do not have space, and frankly, I do not pretend to be the most qualified person to lay out the full argument. But many have illuminated the corruption and greed. Example, Rosenthal, Moore, decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. So, yes, there were other ones that came out that said his mom was sick and all this stuff. But the police mentioned some of the stuff that's released in this one. So I'm thinking that this is the real one. What do you guys think? I do apologize for any strife of traumas, but it had to be done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. Parasites, plural. The other one had subtitles, like the press reported a 2-page handwritten letter, which would be shorter. Oh, yeah, it could be 2 pages. I mean, it's. Let me see. I did see something handwritten as well. I don't know this. I mean, the information is just, it's coming from so many different places. And it's coming in at different times. It's like, what is the most? Let's go to CNN because they've been. He was criminally cited at a Hawaii state park last year. Where's the latest? Oh, here it is. Luigi Mangione will be pleading not guilty to Pennsylvania charges, defense attorney says. But we don't know if this had anything to do with his mom. This could have nothing to do with his mom. We don't know. We've pled not guilty, at least to the charges in Pennsylvania, his lawyer said. Like I said, I'm not aware of any actual charges in New York. I'm telling you, as his lawyer, he didn't have any representation until I got involved this afternoon. And I'm telling you, he's pleading not guilty. Okay, let's check out. He won't say who hired him. Two frat brothers recall Mangione as a normal student who got along well in social circles. He has a totally different demeanor leaving. Former University of Pennsylvania student who had Mangione as TA describes suspect as very smart. He was a TA like Koberger. What did he teach? Introductory computer science class. At Stanford. You had to go through a pretty rigorous interview process. It was selective. You were helping students with their homework and also leading the recitation section, which was going over concepts from class. Why it might take a while before anyone gets reward money, of course. So he's planning on pleading not guilty in the Pennsylvania charges. I don't know what to make of it. So I guess it is 262 words and that's typed out. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to look at that dude's. Where did I see that? I wanted to look at his lawyer's website. Here he is, Thomas Dickey. Thomas Dickey, attorney at law. Thomas Dickey and his associates have tried and handled cases in over half of the 67 counties in Pennsylvania, as well as federal court. Yeah, they have DNA. They have DNA from his McDonald's or whatever. So he used to be a prosecutor there. He joined the Blair County Public Defenders. And then in 1984, he started his own practice. I wonder why him. Dickey believes in the Constitution and the blueprint it gives for being a citizen in this great country. Everyone deserves to exercise the rights provided there. And my job is to make sure your rights are upheld. You deserve the best representation, and my associates and I are there for you. Dickey is also a regular guest commentator on local and national media, including CNN. Never seen him before. David Kaltenbaugh. Can Convicted murderer fights for freedom. Senator wants to crack down on gun crimes. Supreme Court backs parole for teen killers. Man convicted of murder given a new trial. Premier DUI attorney. This is wild, man. $100 consult. Tom Dickey Law Office, TDLO. TDLO. I don't think the judge knew his chambers were being recorded by FBI or state officials. Hey, Tato. His lawyer had another one, Cricket? More than the one we watched? Or I mean, in addition to the one we watched? I feel like we watched it. Oh, we did another one. Oh, he did one from the TDLO. Oh, shit. Let's watch the TDLO interview. He had to do it in the office. Here we go. Thank you for letting me know that, Cricket. We watched him right after, but now we're in the TDLO.
Thank you, folks, for waiting. Sorry about that. A couple things. So I guess where do I go? I guess right here, right?
Thanks, Miss Margaret.
Okay. All right, I don't know. I hope it's going to be worth your while. I can't promise you anything, but I'll hear and try to do the best we can. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Did you meet with the defendant earlier?
Yes, I did, and I'm pleased with our relationship. I think we've made a strong bond, and I'm looking forward to moving forward, helping him out.
How were you approached?
I really don't want to get into that.
Is he saying he's innocent at this point?
He has indicated pleas of not guilty. The only charges that we've seen thus far have been the ones here in Pennsylvania, and we have pled not guilty to those charges, and we'll
What's his
pursue
state
it.
of mind?
I really can't get into that. That's too speculative. I'm not going to get into that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear from here. You said he has said he's innocent so far?
Yeah, we pled not guilty, at least to the charges in Pennsylvania. Like I said, I'm not aware of any actual charges in New York. If you were in the hearing earlier, there was a proceeding where they introduced some documents, which, as I complained about, didn't have enough information for me. So we're looking forward to getting that additional information.
When did that plea happen? It's not something that I was aware of.
Okay, well, hopefully, again, I was not at the arraignment yesterday. I hope he pled not guilty. I assume that that's what happened. But today, when I entered my appearance, and for the record, he's pleading not guilty to those offenses.
So he is, I was at the hearing, he did not say that he was not guilty or make that plea. So right now, though, you're telling us that he is pleading not guilty.
That is correct.
So he doesn't say you are under the impression, or you're trying to defend the client on the fact that he is not the shooter?
Listen, I haven't seen any evidence that says that he's the shooter. So that's like I said earlier, and I wasn't kidding around. A couple of things: if you're going to report something, report it accurately, and remember. And this is not just a small thing. The fundamental concept of American justice is a presumption of innocence, and until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I've seen zero evidence at this point, and so I'm not even aware of what any charges.
I'm sorry, that's just regarding the extradition request from.
Well, during the hearing today was the extradition, so we're going to take one step at a time. It's a long process. Can be a long process.
The photos that police released, the NYPD.
The door.
I'm sorry?
The photos the NYPD release of your client.
I don't have any control over what the NYPD does, and if they release something, I hope I can get my hands on them, and if you guys get them, send them to me. I'd appreciate it.
Clarify something. You pled for him not guilty in the state of Pennsylvania about the charges here. Can you when did that happen?
Well, he has a hearing coming up. I believe it's the 20-somethingth. I can't recall. A lot happened today. So until they haven't even had a prima facie case established yet, so they have to have a prima facie case established before the case can move on to the Court of Common Pleas. So the burden's always on the government, thank God. and that's their burden, and they're going to have to produce some evidence, and we're anxious to see it.
Understanding that you have said you have not seen charges coming out of New York yet, that if and when there are, and you have seen them, will you be pleading not guilty to those as well?
That would be my expectation. That certainly would be my advice.
Your client's demeanor the past 2 days at the arraignment and again today at the hearing, at some points he was smiling, laughing. You even had to actually tell him to stop talking. What are his feelings right now?
Well,
I mean, he seems outspoken.
Well, all I can, well, he's obvious, I said earlier, use your common sense. If you put yourself in, you or a loved one in that position, it's, natural, I think, to go through many emotional states. As far as him not talking, as long as I'm going to be the lawyer, I'm going to do all the talking. My client's not going to say anything.
A quick question about process. I was also at the hearing last night. I don't remember any plea being asked for or entered.
Okay. As long as he hasn't pled guilty, that's all I care about. So.
In the Blair County case, it's just not the.
Well, I'm telling you, as his lawyer, he didn't have any lawyer of record, and he didn't have any representation until I got involved this afternoon. And I'm telling you, he's pleading not guilty to each and every other.
When does that plea normally happen? At the first hearing?
Like I said, normally that could happen.
Thank you, Frankie. Good to see you.
That could happen at the what happened last night at the informal arraignment, which is at the magisterial district judge.
So is he telling you this is all some sort of awful mistake?
I'm not going to talk about anything he's told me.
How do you end up in Altoona?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Has he been able to contact his family since?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that either.
Can you tell us when you were hired?
I can say sometime prior to the hearing this afternoon.
So you were hired and not appointed by the court?
That is correct.
If Governor Huichel provides this governor's extradition thing, does that change?
He seems to like this
timetable here. You still have the right to a habeas hearing, don't you?
Yes, sir, we do. Like I said, and I'm not trying to be. It's 24. I'm not trying to be a smart ass or anything, but when we see, we've got to wait until we see things. When things happen, we'll react to that and proceed accordingly.
Since cameras weren't allowed in the courtroom, which is normal and fine.
In Pennsylvania, that's the law.
Would you be able to give us a summary of what it is that happened in the courtroom today?
Yeah, today is basically what it was, and it happened fast. There was an extradition hearing scheduled. I found out about that about an hour or so before the hearing, and the initial thing is a person can waive extradition. And it was my opinion and my advice under the circumstances that he not, and I emphasize the not because apparently there's news reports already going out that he waived his extradition. He did not do that. And
he
so
did
that's
not.
why we wanted to make sure we're going to use the process and use the Constitution and the rights that are available to any one of us in this room and any American citizen or person charged with a crime. So we're going to move forward.
You argue that he should not be eligible for. I'm sorry, that he should be eligible for bail. Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk about some of those reasons.
Yeah. So in Pennsylvania, the Constitution says that all crimes are generally a bailable offense. Bailable offense means you have to set some form of bail. The exception to that is if it's a capital case, which means the Commonwealth or the government is looking for the death penalty, and I'm proud to say I'm one of the few attorneys in Pennsylvania that's qualified to do death penalty cases. But those which this is not a capital case, knock on wood at least that I'm aware of it right now, or if a first degree murder, which carries in Pennsylvania life without parole. If the charge which you're faced with is life without parole, then you're not eligible for bail. Since the crime, at least what was set forth by the district attorney, was alleged to be a second degree murder, that's not life without parole. So I believe that bail should have been set.
But you also talked about like a home monitoring system was a possibility. His lack of prior criminal history. I mean, you really feel that your client should be out in the public. You do not feel that he's a threat to the community.
Yeah, now you got to understand, when you set bail, the judge could set $1 million bail. It could be $5 million bail, but damn it, you get bail. That's what you do. And like I said, anytime you look at the criminal justice system, pretend you're that one in that spotlight. You're going to want to be out. And, so yeah, I think he was entitled to bail, and the judge makes it $100 million or $10 billion or $100,000, he's entitled to bail. But to simply say no bail, in all due respect to a judge, I believe bail should have been set.
During the hearing yesterday, he
that some of the cash that was found on him was planted or he didn't know what it was to do with. Can you speak to that at all?
I can't because I wasn't at that proceeding.
Is your client being held in solitary confinement?
I can't comment on that. I do not know.
What is the procedure in the next couple of days? What are you going to do? What is going to happen?
I'm not going to get into a lot of detail. I do have some things planned, but I can't get into that because I don't think that's what attorneys do.
So are there any other court proceedings in the next day or two?
Not that I'm aware of. I hope that since I'm the attorney of record, that they let me know about it.
Earlier today, you talked about the masks possibly being related to coronavirus. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know where you all are from, but I still see people wearing masks. They say numerous masks. A lot of times when you buy masks, you got to buy them, you know, they don't, I guess you can buy them individually, but every time I bought them, they come in boxes, so. I don't know. All I can tell you is that's not a crime. It's not a crime.
Did your client indicate to you that the reason for the masks was because of their COVID?
I would not ever indicate anything that he indicated to me.
What's
I
his
can't get into
demeanor
that.
like? Is he worried?
Well, you know, I'm not going to speculate on that, but like I said, use your common sense. If you were in a jail or confined in a state where supposedly there's rumors going around you're going to be charged with murder, use your common sense.
What can you tell us about your client?
What's that?
What can you tell us about your client?
Probably not a whole lot.
What were your first impressions of him whenever you met with him or spoke with him for the first time?
I'm not like the airplane movie said, hey, give us your impression. And the guy says, I don't do impressions. So I wasn't looking for impressions. What I was trying to do was form a bond with my client. I want him to trust me, and I want him to be confident that I'm here for him. And I feel that I'm very pleased how that went.
How's about his mental and his physical health?
Excuse me, ladies first. I'm sorry.
How is both his mental and his physical health? Online, he appeared to frequently discuss a spine injury he may have had, and do you think that could have contributed to some sort of mental breakdown?
I'm an attorney. I'm not a physician. I would only be speculating. I'm not going to do that.
What's the benefit of not waiving the extradition and going to New York and having a hearing?
There's a lot of benefits to that. It would take too long for me to get into all that. It's you know, we're testing the process. I haven't seen anything. I have not seen one scintilla, one speck, one drop of any evidence yet. So it's what I decided. I think that was in our best interest to do today.
Can you clarify if he will plead not guilty to the murder charge?
Well, from what I've seen up to this point, he hasn't been charged with that. Okay, he hasn't been charged with that. But if in fact he would be charged with that, I would anticipate. Again, I don't really want to speculate. But if in fact that would happen, I would just
Shane, you tell him. Tell him to hit the like button.
In New York for the homicide charge?
If that would happen, that could be a possibility.
Will you accept public donations from those seeking to fund his defense?
I don't know.
How long will you be fighting the extradition?
As long as it takes to do it effectively and competently.
So, just to confirm, you are also barred in New York?
No, but you can get admitted because I've been doing this for 41 years. You can get admitted there. So, but like I said, I don't want to speculate about anything. If that opportunity would present itself and that would come out, I certainly would consider it.
Why did your client come to Altoona?
I'm not going to get into that.
Do you have any ties to here?
Not going to comment on that.
Could you comment on what type of money the foreign currency was?
The what?
What type of
No, ma'am, I could not because, again, I wasn't there. I haven't seen anything yet. I don't like to go by what in all due respect to you folks, what I hear in the press. You know, so now that I'm on board, I'm going to find out.
Did you talk to him about it in New York?
Again, I'm not going to get into what my client and I talk about.
Have you spoken to his family?
Not going to get into anything about that.
Are you going to follow any motions of any sort anytime soon?
I anticipate doing that.
Did you object to him going up to SCI Huntington?
Yes, not guilty, preps.
That's an administrative thing. That's at the bottom of my priority list right now. As long as
Dicky-doo.
You know, he's safe and all that stuff, and I'll
He's
deal with that.
Watch?
Pardon me?
He's under suicide watch?
I don't know that, and even if I did, I wouldn't comment on it.
Taking a step back.
Because they do that a lot of times in some institutions, just as a matter of procedure.
Sir, can you just repeat, I'm sorry, folks are watching this all over the country and they're having questions.
Is that why all your cameras are here?
Can you just
What a funny
help us
guy.
understand What do you expect him not to plead guilty to? Is this the murder charge or the charges in Pennsylvania?
If you charge a person, if the government charges a person with a crime, they have to prove that, okay? And they have to have some evidence, all right? So, you know, we got it. Like I said, you can look on this table, and here's all the evidence I have right here, guys. Zoom in, I suppose you want to. Nothing. I've seen nothing. I have nothing, and we'll get that.
This guy.
The money
What
that
is
he
he
said is
pleading not
splintered on
guilty
him.
to? What charges? Both?
Every charge, every charge.
Every charge, soup to nuts.
Every charge.
What about the money?
But what money?
It was $8,000 that was followed him.
I'm not commenting on that again. Like I said, I don't know anything about money other than what I've heard from you guys, and I will get to the bottom of that and figure that out.
Taking a step back for a second, when you, okay, but stay close to the mics.
Okay, sorry.
When you saw news of the shooting last week that the CEO of United Health had been gunned down in the streets of Manhattan, what did you personally think? What was your reaction?
I'm a lawyer. I'm a criminal defense lawyer. I don't have a whole lot of time to watch news. I just look at glances, and I won't comment on
When
that.
did you hear of it?
I can't even remember.
Have you done any investigation yet?
I'm just really kind of basically got in this thing today, so I'm going to be doing some of that.
Can you clarify who hired you?
No, I cannot. I will not. I can, but I will not.
Are you aware of the statement the defendant made when he was being escorted to the courthouse today?
Well, I've heard some different versions of that. So I need to see what that statement was and all that stuff. But hopefully there won't be any more of that.
Your visits will be up there
He loves it, Flo.
I do not know. Sometimes I can get the court to arrange for him, for not just him, for a client to be transported back to Blair County.
We understand that there have been some threats made to local restaurants, local establishments, even the local police and their building. Have you and your office, your staff here, received any threats of that kind?
No, I hope not, but no, I'm not aware of any. I heard that just, I don't even know where I heard that in the last half hour on my way back to my office, but I don't know. I think what I did in leaving, I think I saw some transcription of District Attorney Weeks' press conference. He mentioned something about people being threatened. I hope not. I mean, that's not what we should be doing as Americans.
When do you expect to talk to your client next?
Soon.
Are you going to attempt to delay the December 23rd prelim? Is that enough time?
That's a good question. I do not know that yet. That could be a possibility.
Wait, what was the date?
Does he have a current physical injury of any kind to his back?
I'm not going to comment on any. I do not know that.
23rd prelim. Are you going to attempt to delay the December 23rd prelim?
December 23rd prelim.
That's a good question. I do not know that yet.
2 days before Christmas.
That could be a possibility.
Does he have a current physical injury of any kind to his back?
I'm not going to comment on anything personally related to my client.
What are we missing?
What happened in court when you told him to?
He's like, I don't know.
He shut his mouth, which is good. That's what he needs to do.
What did he do for you to tell him to be quiet?
I thought I heard his voice, so that when I heard that triggered me and shut up. So that's
How long
just,
have you been practicing?
this is my 41st year.
Where did you leave it with him? Are you going to talk to him tomorrow?
I may, but definitely soon.
Do you remember Bertolino from the Petito
All right.
case?
Anything else? Thank you, guys. Like I said, I appreciate your patience.
Thomas M. Dickey.
Yes, Thomas M. Dickey.
Thomas M. Dickey.
Thomas M. Dickey. And then, so I appreciate, Thomas M. Dickey. And then, so I appreciate everybody. Sorry the weather is what it is. And I appreciate you guys, all right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And remember, just don't forget that presumption of innocence, okay? That's a really important thing. And hopefully not, but someday you guys may all appreciate that.
Welcome back, Marcia. Well, there you heard from the attorney for Luigi
Overnight hour.
Mangione.
Was a judge in chambers.
Oh, shit.
And this was Judge who?
Oh, no, Judge.
But you don't know who the girl was.
No, Judge, no. I'm trying to see if there's any Anything new? I don't think there is. I think we've covered it all today. Nothing. His family has asked for complete privacy. All right, guys. I think it's a wrap for today. Thank you for being here today. Shane, it was an absolute joy having you here. I'm so glad that you joined. Yeah, Bertolino was a clown too. His family does have lots of money. But I don't think that he's going to be around long because the murder charges are in New York, but we'll see. Looks like he's auditioning for a game show. The next Pet Sajak. Wait, but have you guys seen Wheel of Fortune since what's his name took over? Ryan Seacrest? Horrible. Just absolutely horrible. I can't watch it. It doesn't even feel like the same show. Did you see that his mom reported him missing in November? No, Marcia. I think that that's not confirmed. I think that none of that stuff is confirmed. Because that manifesto with was fake. Where is he being held again? Oh, the White House has spoken. Violence to combat any sort of corporate greed is unacceptable. Ooh, this is a good screenshot. This is right before I think he started going off. Look at this. He looks like he hasn't slept. Like, do you guys think that he slept during this whole manhunt thing? He looks extremely exhausted. Aw, thanks, Kels. Go eat some yummy dinner and put your feet up or go for a nice walk, Jay. Thank you for your super chat. I appreciate you. I just wanted to see why is he's in a prison, not a county jail. He was eating a hash brown. It's been confirmed. He was eating a hash brown. It is confirmed McDonald's hash brown. The media is all set up at that McDonald's too. Oh my God. Okay, so he's being held in a single cell at maximum custody level at State Correctional Institution, Huntington. Remember we looked at it earlier? No incidents were reported about his first night. But why is he being held there versus the county jail, right? For his own protection, just like Richard Allen was. Just like Richard Allen was. We did look at the front of it and it looked nice. Let me show you some more pictures. It's SCI Huntington. County Prison. See, I think in Pennsylvania, because the same thing for Cavalcante, he was in Chester Prison or whatever. And I think that's what they call their county, like instead of county jail. I might be wrong. But this is Huntington County, Huntington, whatever. It has a maximum capacity of 48 inmates that are housed in 25 cells. The cells are arranged in a U pattern opening directly onto a central multi-purpose room. The lower floor includes the work release cell block, kitchen, boiler room, and storage space, and provides access to the exercise yard. The prison. They sure don't have much information on here. It's kind of lame. Here's the outside of the joint. I don't know. That says Huntington County Jails. I don't know. Confirmed on the hash brown, yes. Oh, McDonald's has the McRib right now. That's the entrance. It looks like a church. I'm nosy. I want to know the history of this joint. SCI Huntington history. It's always been a prison. Oh. The early years, it has a rich history. I knew it had something. The institution was originally conceived in 1878 and opened its doors to inmates in 1889. It was originally called the Industrial Reformatory at Huntington and was intended to educate and reform young male offenders. The institution was used to house, quote, defective delinquents, quote unquote, until 1960. Inmates were labeled by the courts as mentally defective with criminal tendencies. What a 1960s term, huh? And isn't it sad we have creators using those same terms today? In 1960, the institution became a maximum security prison for adult male inmates. It housed capital case inmates until 1995 and is currently a closed security institution. The institution was almost entirely independent from the outside world, with a power plant, farm, and springs on the property. Inmates were taught trades such as carpentry, plumbing, painting, and cabinet making. The history of SCI Huntington is visible in the bricks of the institution and is part of a tour. Interesting. It does, but they said they were mentally delinquent, right? You guys know what that means. Anyways. It looks nice on the outside. I'm sure it's not all that great on the inside. I'd have to imagine Gilman's school was probably better. Place is probably haunted anyways. You think the place is haunted? Right, Ark. Yeah, that's Betty's. UA got it. Ding, ding, ding. I'm sure it's creepy. I wouldn't want to have to be in there at lights out. Probably Maggie B. Luigi's best interest to agree to extradition immediately so he can get the lawyers who will be representing him in this case. Doesn't sound like he's too interested in that. He seemed upset upon arriving, but then once his lawyer told him to shut up, it was like different Luigi. So yeah, interesting day today. I'm glad you guys were live today too, pervies. Pervy cooters. Chick bait. I'm glad that you were able to catch a live as well. It was really a nice afternoon spending it with you guys. Can't think of anybody here that I would like to spend my afternoon with other than y'all. So hold on, guys. Hold on. We're going to roll our credits and wrap up this day. Thank you again for being here at Jays for Justice. I'm really excited about the holidays this year. It's December 10th. Are you guys done shopping yet? I'm not. Go eat some McDonald's and play Super Mario Brothers. Or eat some pasta. Thanks, Chick Bait. I'm East Coast time as well. I'm live every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what. So you guys have a good evening. Let's roll our credits and dance it out for this final live stream of December 10th. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye, guys. Make sure you hit that like button for me. See you in the next one. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You're mad at me for not giving you comfort. You say that I'm away so much and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn.
Is it one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Bye, Jennifer.